Hello and welcome to another interesting segment of the newspaper review. Today being the 8th day in the month of February 2022. My name is Cyril Aloysius and I'm reaching you live here from Thav TV in the city of Port Harcourt here in Rivers State, Nigeria. Right about now, we should be going straight to the headlines, but before we do that, we'll go on a short break, and when we return, we'll take you straight to the headlines. Stick with us. All right, you're welcome back from that short break, and moving straight to the headlines. Of course, we will be looking first the Vanguard newspaper, and amongst the headlines in the Vanguard, we have Nation's Mood will decide our presidential candidate. Nation's Mood will decide our presidential candidates. That's on page 5 of the Vanguard newspaper. Another interesting one here says 2023. Nigeria leaving in extra time. 2023, Nigeria leaving in extra time. It's according to Sanusi. That's on page 8 of the Vanguard. Another interesting headline here says, bandits kill 44 villagers in Niger State. Bandits kill 44 villagers in Niger State. That's on page 4 of the Vanguard. Another one here says, APC state legislators endorse Yahaya Bello for 2023 presidency. APC state legislators endorse Yahaya Bello for 2023 presidency. That's on page 13 of the Vanguard. Another one here says, why I built Amajiri schools in the north, according to Jonathan. Why I built Amajiri schools in the north. That's according to Jonathan. That's on page 12 of the Vanguard. And lastly, in the Vanguard, we were taking strike. Our neck will decide, says Osadeke ASUU president. Our neck will decide, says Osadeke ASUU president. That will be the much you can take on the Vanguard. And moving next now to the News Direct. Amongst the headlines in the News Direct, we have lawmakers probe banks over 1.2 trillion naira unclaimed funds. Lawmakers probe banks over 1.2 trillion naira unclaimed funds. That's on page 2 of the News Direct. Another one here reads, Wike's displacement of 1 million Rivers people. Wicked, evil, inhuman. That's according to Dakuku Peter's side. Wike's displacement of 1 million Rivers people. Wicked, evil, inhuman, according to Dakuku Peter's side. Another one here says, Sanusi urges Nigerian youths on active participation in politics and leadership. Sanusi urges Nigerian youths on active participation in politics and leadership. Another one here says, competence should be major factor determining who leads Nigeria in 2023. Competence should be major determining factor on who leads Nigeria come 2023, according to Lamido Sanusi. And lastly, on the News Direct, we have federal government, United States, discussing extradition of Abba Kyari. Federal government, United States, discussing extradition of Abba Kyari. That's according to Malami. That's the much you can take on News Direct. And moving over now to the Daily Trust, we have Y104 ISWAP fighters surrendered. Y104 ISWAP fighters surrendered. Terrorist likely behind Okene police station attack. Terrorist likely behind Okene police station attack. Abductors of Kaduna Catholic priest demand 60 million. Abductors of Kaduna Catholic priest demand 60 million. Another interesting headline here reads, 2023, expect enormous challenges, Sanusi tells presidential aspirant. Expect enormous challenges, Sanusi tells presidential aspirants. Nigerian politicians put the cart before the horse. That's according to Kari. Nigerian politicians put the cart before the horse, according to Kari. Wike meets McCarthy. Governor Wike meets McCarthy, rules out zoning in PDP. Governor Wike meets McCarthy, rules out zoning in PDP. And lastly here on the Daily Trust, we have electoral bill. I will advise Buhari against accent if electoral bill. I will advise Buhari against accent if, according to Malami. All right, we're moving straight to the next paper. But before we do that, let's go on the short break. And when we return, we'll bring you more headlines. Okay, you're welcome back from that short break. And moving you straight now to the Daily Sun. Amongst the headlines on the Daily Sun, we have 2023. Osinbajo gets Pastor Adeboye's nod. 2023, Osinbajo gets Pastor Adeboye's nod. To announce presidential bid after APC convention. To announce presidential bid after APC convention. It is not true, according to ID. It is not true, according to ID. We are yet to discuss zoning, APC. We are yet to discuss zoning, according to APC. Ex-Kano Emir Sanusi predicts doom in 2023. Ex-Kano Emir Sanusi predicts doom in 2023. Says Nigeria will be in much deeper hole over election than 2015. Nigeria bleeding, laments Governor Wike. Nigeria bleeding, laments Governor Wike. That's on page 6 of the Daily Sun. And lastly, we have JAMB introduces self-service outlets in Lagos, Abuja. JAMB introduces self-service outlets in Lagos and Abuja. That's the much you can take on the Daily Sun. And moving you straight to The Punch, which is our last paper for today, we have amongst the headlines, NIMC, Telcos meeting again, Chinese, Nigerians battle faults, subscribers remain stranded. NIMC, Telcos meeting again, Chinese, Nigerians battle faults, subscribers remain stranded. Another interesting one here says, Sanusi denies presidential bid, says Nigeria sinking deeper in 2023. Sanusi denies presidential bid, says Nigeria sinking deeper in 2023. Reps probe 45 million accounts without BVN with 1.2 trillion naira deposit. Reps probes 45 million accounts without BVN with 1.2 trillion naira deposit. And lastly, on The Punch, we have, we are set for indefinite strike. Federal government dribbling us, says ASUU. We are set for indefinite strike. Federal government dribbling us. That's according to ASUU. Okay, that's the much we can take for today's segment of the newspaper review. And joining me today on the show to have a look at some of the interesting headlines is no other person than Mr. Victor. All right, Mr. Victor, you're welcome to join us on this show today. While I was reading the headlines, a few of them actually caught my interest. One of them is this nation's mood will decide our presidential candidate. I don't know if there's anything you can say on that particular headline.
Yeah, coming from the PDP, I think.
Yes.
So, well, we already know that these guys, the PDP and the APC, they are waiting for the first person to come out to say, okay, we want to zone the presidency to this side, or to that, either the north or the south. And PDP, for me, this is just mere rhetoric for me. Yes.
Mere rhetoric.
Mere rhetoric for me. Because they already know that the APC are going to the south for presidency. Because just from the Congress that will soon be held this month, notice that most candidates, in fact, virtually the 12 candidates on the list are from the north. Meaning they want to give the leadership of the party to the north.
To north, again.
And the presidency to the south. If from the history,
Yes.
leadership of the party goes to one side, while the presidency goes to the other
side.
north or south. So PDP themselves, to me, they are confused at this point. Yes,
Why do you think so?
they are confused at this point.
Why do you think so?
Because by now we should at least get some signs that it is going to one side or the other.
Yeah.
In fact, they even came up with the story that the North has only ruled 2 years under the PDP.
Okay.
So they are more like trying to see if they can give the North more time to rule.
It's a technique.
Yes.
It's a technique.
Because if they just move in with force that say, okay, we're giving it to the South.
It will look somehow. I get you.
And the South are agitating for this. They want the presidency.
Okay.
The South, including the East and the West, they want the presidency.
But without them, sorry for cutting, without them, even if they actually do come out to say they're giving it to the South, does it seem like unfairness on your own part?
Who is talking about fairness in Nigerian politics? On the citizens? No, they're talking about the strategy on how to win the election.
Okay.
How to get power come 2023. Because if the APC, it is battle between APC and PDP. Forget about Abuja, forget about the Labour Party. They don't have the structure.
Okay.
To say, okay, there will be a big force.
They don't really have that force.
They don't.
To compete.
Don't. It's about APC and PDP. Abuja on their own is seen as an Igbo party.
Okay.
Because of Anambra, it's just Anambra.
Okay.
Abuja can't win elections in the Northeast because they don't have structure. So they are not a national party. They are more like a sectional,
more tribalistic.
Yes.
Okay.
So it's about PDP and APC. Now, come to think of it, APC is playing in fact, the writing is on the wall that they want to move this power to the South. Tinubu is a strong contender, and they know that. The PDP knows that. Now, the news making rounds that Goodluck Jonathan, the famous Goodluck Jonathan, they are trying to bring him
incorporate him into the system again.
And the news making rounds too, that if they eventually go for consensus candidates, they have the primary, indirect, and consensus way of electing aspirants, as in, flag bearers.
Yes.
So if they go by the consensus way, they are looking at the big wigs of APC. They are looking at to bring Goodluck Jonathan into the party of the APC party. But for me, man, the mathematics doesn't. I know, but politicians, politicians can do their thing.
But
okay, so
them trying to bring Goodluck into the APC system. Doesn't that ring a bell? Because personally, as a Nigerian, based on the name that Goodluck has built as a PDP, as a PDP member then, him going to APC now, don't you think it will really spoil a whole lot that he has done? Don't you think it would should I say, project him in a more negative light to Nigerians?
No, he's not the first person that has done that before.
That's speaking from the damage APC has already done.
No, he's not the first person. Go to Ghana, Mahama of Ghana.
Okay.
After his first tenure, he failed. He lost the election the next time coming. Then he came back to that's the third time trying. He tried and failed, but that did not remove the respect, the honors he had already gotten beforehand. So he tried. It didn't work for him, and he's still Mahama of Ghana. Okay. Now for Goodluck Jonathan, you know why it's making waves? Why the news is carrying some weight is that the Northerners see Goodluck Jonathan as somebody that will protect Nigeria as a whole. He's a man that we already know that he does not want
They
any
see
discussion about disintegration.
They
doesn't
see him
want that. They
as
see him,
a non-sentimental person.
yes.
Because of his works
Yes.
for the North before he actually left office.
Yes.
Okay.
So they are playing their games. They want to go smart about it.
Okay.
And for PDP, they are still confused. They don't know whether they should give the North another 8 years or the South. Because they need the North to, they need their votes.
Yes.
The Northern, the North vote, because if they
divide
more like
vote.
push them out
Yes.
from their calculations, they will lose this election.
It's not certain actually if they will lose. It's not really certain they will lose.
That's my prediction, though.
Okay, you're
That's my
predicting
prediction. Yeah,
which they will lose.
we already know that they have power.
Okay.
The Northerners have power, and they have the people to make this.
All right,
numbers.
Mr. Victor, thank you so much for your contribution on that point. Right about now, we'll go on a very short break, and when we return, we'll be talking on some other headlines. Stick with us. All right, you're welcome back from that short break. Let's go back to our discussions for today. Sir, another interesting headline here that I would like us to talk on is that of fuel queues lingering in Abuja, Lagos, as NATO protests diesel price. Fuel queues lingering in Abuja and Lagos as NATO protests diesel price. What do you have to say concerning that?
It was reported just yesterday that since last week, Thursday, that the NNPC got to notice that the fuel that was the petrol, that's the PMS, premium motor spirit, that was imported, that was brought into Nigeria, is a dirty one.
A dirty one?
Yeah, dirty one. Dirty in the sense that it has a high level of methanol and ethanol, as in higher than the standards.
Okay.
So, and that has been affecting motorists, drivers, because it's been spoiling engines, it's been putting their cars in bad condition.
Wow.
So they are recalling those the petrol, they are recalling it back, and it's causing fuel scarcity.
Wow.
Yes. And people in Lagos and Abuja, especially in Lagos, they are really suffering due to the dirty petrol.
Wow.
Prices has gone high. Places where you do 200 naira, you now do about 1,000 naira. And you know Lagos is very special with that, especially when the periods, the heated up periods,
yes.
the morning sections and the evening sections, transport can go so high. The cost of transportation can go so high in Lagos.
Wow.
Then when you talk about the National Association of Road Transport organization, you find out that they were complaining that the price of diesel, diesel is not regulated. The price of diesel is between 420 to 430 naira in some places.
Yes.
So they were like, man, their vehicles, the tankers, they run on diesel, even though they carry petrol to different parts of the country. They run on diesel, and they are telling the government, please come to our aid, because the freight costs, the licensing, the operational cost, that is going so high that they need the government to please come to their aid, bring down these prices, because the cost of diesel won't stop going high, and it's affecting their return on investment. So they are crying out loud that please come and help us, or we'll embark on our own strike. So we hope coming from next week, the first scarcity thing, they should have resolved. But we also ask, why would they bring in such dirty fuel into the country? Is there no regulatory body
that checkmates all these things before they bring them down here? That's the question.
Yeah, you don't bring such thing, spread them around fuel
and then you now notice
people start using it and complaining before you come in. So who pays for the damages that motorists are having in a time like this? And the economy is too crazy for them to take care of these bills.
Okay. Thank you so much, Mr. Victor, for your contribution on that particular headline. Another headline I also want you to talk on is this headline of ASUU telling federal government that they are ready for indefinite strike. They're saying the federal government is dribbling them, that they are ready for indefinite strike. So
the tension is brewing up.
Yes.
And any moment from now, anything can happen.
Yes.
They are looking at around February 18th. They will be having a meeting about that time.
February 18th.
Yeah, that's the academic staff union of
universities.
They'll be having that meeting because in 2019, the government signed an agreement with them. They called it memorandum of not understanding action. That they should. They had 3 points. You remember, the 2019 agreement was renegotiated agreement of 2009.
Yes.
So they've dropped down the what they are asking for to 3 points, and the front burner is that of IPPIS. That's the paying structure. Okay. The government has a software that does these payments. Okay. Now, ASUU is complaining that this software does not work for the university. It can work for the other civil servants, but for university it doesn't work for it because of the taxation method of that software. That sometimes lecturers, not even lecturers, professors go home with 8,000 naira after deductions.
Wow.
So they were like, this you have to do something about it. That it will not work for us. So they created on their own smart guys. I mean intelligent smart guys. They had to come together, create their own software, sent it to the government to vet on it. The government, in quotes, sent it to the right agency to vet on these documents, on the software, and they were like, okay, let's sign this agreement. Hopefully, in no long time, we'll implement this software for you guys to use for your accounting and your payments. Okay. But up till now, about 2 years now, nothing has been done. So they are agitating. Please, people are suffering. The economy is hard on us. You need to sort this thing out so that we get value of our. Personally,
I will complain. Why would I complain? Yeah. Complain. Well, thank you so much.
The agreement has been made. They should try and implement it.
Yes. Thank you so much, Mr. Victor, for your contributions. Thank you so much for joining us on the show today. That will be the much we can take on this discussion. Thank you so much for sticking with us. Without you, we would not be here. And just in case you're not been following us on our social media handles, please endeavor to do so. On YouTube, it's at Thav TV. On Instagram, it's at Thav TV_NG. On Facebook, it's at Thav TV. And on Twitter, it's at Thav TV. And do well to turn on the notification bells on your YouTube so you will be notified whenever we do come online and, of course, upload our new videos. Until next time, my name remains Cyril Aloysius. For now, it's adios.